80%. That's how much sugar from your last meal gets soaked up by one thing in your body. And it's not your willpower, it's your muscle. Your muscle is the biggest blood sugar sponge you own. It pulls in around 80% of the sugar from what you ate. So when we talk about midlife weight and the belly and that heavy, puffy feeling, what we're really talking about is blood sugar. And you have way more say over it than anyone ever told you. Hey there, welcome back to the Midlife Method. My name is Cam Allen, and today I'm giving you 3 numbers that I love to watch on labs and 2 little glucose hacks that I use every single time I eat. Plus, I'm going to tell you a story about when I actually wore a glucose monitor on my arm and watched what my body did in real time. So let me keep this really simple. When you eat food, your blood sugar goes up. That is completely normal. Your body, your pancreas in particular, sends out insulin to move that sugar out of your blood and into your cells. Insulin is a storage hormone, and that's its whole job. It stores. And when insulin runs high, a lot of the time, it nudges your body to hold on to fat, especially around your middle. And in midlife, that is the exact spot we're trying not to grow, if you know what I mean. So here's the part I love. Your muscle can actually pull the blood sugar out of your blood 2 ways. One way, it needs insulin, and the other way does not. When your muscles contract, when you move, it opens a second door and it pulls that sugar in without asking insulin for a darn thing. That's the whole secret. So when you move your muscle, you can lower your blood sugar without using that storage hormone, insulin. That's amazing. And this made me fall in love with lifting weights even more now that I'm postmenopausal. Your muscle does not just soak up the blood sugar, it stores the blood sugar and it tucks that sugar away as fuel for a later workout. It's like amazing. It's like your muscle is like a gas tank. And here's another number for you. Your muscle can hold around 400 grams of that stored fuel. So your liver only holds like 100. So your muscle is a very big gas tank compared to your liver, like by a mile. Now follow this loop with me because it's really good. The more muscle you have, the more places you have to park that sugar from your food. The bigger tank means you have more room, right? Bigger muscle, more place to store blood sugar, and our muscles store way more blood sugar than our liver does. So when you go lift, you pick up something heavy that's for you, your muscle reaches into that gas tank and burns the stored sugar to power your workout. That's where your energy comes from. And when you burn through that fuel, you're emptying the gas tank a little bit, which means the next time you eat, there's fresh room waiting for your blood sugar to go in. Your food has somewhere to go. Does that make sense? It gets used, not stored in your middle section. You soak it up, you store it, you burn it at your workout, you make more room for the next time you eat, and then you do it again. And that is the loop. And the muscle is the engine that's running this whole thing. That's why when I say to you, when you build muscle after 50, it's not about getting big and bulky. It's about giving your body more room to handle your food and more energy to move through your day and like increase the quality of your life. When someone asks me about our blood sugar, how our blood sugar is really doing, I look at these 3 lab markers, not just 1, but 3. In normal Western medicine, fasting glucose is like the one that they only look at, but I'm going to give you all 3. I do not just want normal, by the way. The numbers I'm going to share today, that normal is like a really wide net. Normal is I'm not sick yet. Listen, I want optimal. So the numbers I'm giving you are optimal health ranges. So they're the ones I actually aim for. They sit like tighter. The range is tighter than the standard lab flags on purpose. So keep that in mind. The first one is called A1C, and I'm actually seeing this more commonly on lab reports without having to ask for it, which is amazing. This is kind of like your 3-month average blood sugar. And the range I aim for is 4.5 to 5.2%. Your A1C is a big picture number. It doesn't care about one bad meal or one, thing of ice cream. It really cares about the pattern. So it's your 3-month blood sugar average. Number two is fasting glucose. Now, this used to be like the gold standard, and honestly, it's the weakest of the three. This is your blood sugar the first thing in the morning before you eat. So it's fasted. That means you haven't had any food, maybe just water. And the range I aim for here is 75 to 86. Now, notice that is well below the line your doctor calls normal, quote unquote. The gap, that's the whole gap right there. So here's the thing about fasting glucose that I don't like. What if you are driving to the lab place and it's raining and traffic is horrible and you feel stress? I know that's going to raise your fasting glucose. Stress can raise your glucose without food. So, if you are driving to the lab place and you're really stressed out and your fasting glucose comes back higher than normal, like normally it does, please keep that in mind that stress can actually raise your fasting glucose. Again, that's why A1C is a better marker because it's your 3-month average. It's not looking at one little thing that went wrong. And number three, this one I really love. And honestly, you may have to ask for this one. It's called fasting insulin. Now, this one is my favorite and it's sneaky. It is the early check engine light, in my opinion. Insulin often climbs years before your glucose does. So when this one gets out of range, that is like the check engine light, in my opinion, to other things down the road. Your body is working overtime if your insulin is elevated. And remember, insulin is a storage hormone. And what it does, its job is to clean up the blood sugar in your blood. Your body likes to keep a very specific and small amount of blood sugar. And if your blood sugar is high, you're going to need more insulin. So you're pumping out extra insulin to keep that glucose looking pretty good on paper, if that makes sense. It's like literally cleaning up the spill in aisle 5. That's what I have in the grocery store. It's kind of like, oh, we've got some more blood sugar. So your insulin is like going and then cleaning it up and trying to get it lower. So when your glucose can read normal, but your insulin is slowly sneaking up, that's what I really want you to pay attention to. The range for optimal fasting insulin is 4 to 7. And a lot of standard panels don't even run this one, so you may have to ask for it. And believe me, I'm not here to diagnose you. I am a functional health coach. I am here to help you ask better questions at your next appointment. So take these 3 labs to your doctor and talk about your numbers together. And I also want you to know this is true because this is true for me. Part of you wants to sink into the couch after dinner. You're tired. You've had a long day. You just ate. You just want to lay there or sit there. And you earned that cushion, that part's not wrong. You deserve rest. Absolutely. And then part of you wants to wake up tomorrow feeling lean and light and clear and like full of energy. And guess what? That part's not wrong either. Both of those parts are you, and they're not enemies. They just want different things at different times. The work is not the shame on the couch part. The work is to let both of those parts talk to each other. And I'll be honest about the thought that used to run in my head. It sounded like this. Well, I already ate the pasta, so it's already blown. A walk's not going to matter now. And when that thought showed up, I learned to stop and ask myself, is that even true? What can I do right now? And then I'd get quiet and I noticed, like, of course I have control over my life and my body. Who cares if I ate the pasta? What can I do right now? And that's because a 10-ish minute walk will absolutely matter. And the research is right there. So next time you catch yourself, why bother? Just ask yourself, is that even true? And then notice where in your body does that answer like bubble up? Because that's the answer for you. So now I'm going to give you my 2 favorite glucose hacks other than lifting weights. This is the one I teach first because it's so simple. Walk after you eat. That's it, like 10-ish minutes. When you walk, your muscles start pulling that blood sugar out of your bloodstream through that second door, the one that doesn't need insulin. In one 2025 study, people who took a short walk after eating hit a glucose peak of about 165, while other folks who just sat around peaked at 182. Same food, different ending, just by simply walking. After dinner is definitely the sweet spot. It settles your blood sugar, it helps you digest your food, and it really takes the stress off of your body before bedtime. And if you're walking outside, you're exposed to the beautiful sunset colors, which sets you up for better sleep. It's a beautiful way to close the day. You can do it alone if that's what you need, or you can take someone you care about with you. Either way, move your body after you eat. Now, what if you can't get outside? Oh, that's no problem. This isn't about doing it perfectly. Believe me, it's about moving your muscles. So you could do 20-ish air squats in your kitchen, or maybe do some counter push-ups on the edge of the sink while you clean up the dishes. Or why not turn on your favorite song and dance right there in your kitchen? You don't even need to wear shoes. Just do it. Any of these movements move your muscle, and any of those open that second door that lowers glucose without insulin. Pick one you'll actually do and just do it. Okay, hack number 2. It's my second favorite and it costs you nothing. It's called food order. It's really simple. You start your meal with fiber, a non-starchy vegetable, a little side salad, or when you eat out, check out the side menu. A lot of times there's just vegetables over there like broccoli or asparagus. So starting your meal with fiber, eat that first. Then I want you to eat your fats and your protein, and then last your carbs. And that, I mean, like starchy carbs, like your bread or your rice or your sweet thing or your sweet potato. Same plate of food, same food, you're just eating it in a different order. And I want to tell you why this works. Because fiber forms a mesh in your belly. And that mesh, if you're watching on YouTube, it's like a mesh. It slows down how fast the rest of your food gets absorbed into your bloodstream. It's like literally a barrier. Slower means a gentle blood sugar rise. And that's what we're looking for. And the numbers are real. In one study, their glucose came in 29% lower at 30 minutes, 37% lower at 60 minutes, and 17% lower at 120 minutes. They didn't do anything but just change their food order. Fiber first, carbs last. It's really, really simple. Now, let me tell you about my experiment. I love being an experimental one. I don't want to guess how my body's working. I'm like always curious, like, what does this mean? And I wanted to see it. So a few times in the last few years, I've worn a continuous glucose monitor for a stretch of time. It's like this little sensor that you put into your arm, and it feeds my blood sugar to my phone all day and night so I can like see what's happening. And I got to watch, and I watched what happened when I ate. I watched what happened when I got stressed, and I watched what happened when I exercised. I saw that the fiber first meals always came in flatter, so it would show you your glucose. And I also saw that my after dinner walks pulled my numbers back down. So after you eat, your blood sugar starts to rise, you start moving, and you can actually see it go back down. And I even saw a stress spike when I hadn't even eaten a thing. That happened one time when my dog was barking at me, and I literally had a glucose spike without eating food. Now, a quick honest note for those without diabetes, this is a monitor, is just an awareness tool. It is not a diagnosis. The readings are going to wiggle around. It's a window, not a verdict, but the window into your own body. It's absolutely incredible and very worthwhile. And here's the thing, what I felt. It's not just what I saw. When you string these habits together, I feel leaner and less puffier and less inflamed. And I definitely have more energy. I don't have that spike and crash feeling when I'm not eating what's best for my body. And there's something so good about feeling good from taking care of yourself. And you know what I mean. So here's the summary of everything we talked about. Walk 10-ish minutes after meals, after dinner especially, because you're more insulin resistant in the evening. If there's no walk available, do air squats or counter push-ups or do a kitchen dance. When it comes to food, eat your fiber first and your carbs last, veggies, then protein and fat, and then your carby stuff. And know these 3 numbers: your A1C, your fasting glucose, and your fasting insulin. Talk to your doctor about these and ask for them to run a fasting insulin, because you may have to ask. And that's the Midlife Muscle Protocol for blood sugar. None of it's hard, but it all adds up to more health and more energy. So here's what I want you to carry out of this episode. Your muscle is not just for looking strong in midlife. It is your body's biggest blood sugar sponge in your body. It's running the show. And when you feed it well and you move it often, it protects you through menopause and beyond. Menopause is not something that's happening to you. It's an invitation to get to know and love and care for your body even better. So every walk and every veggie first plate and every squat in your socks, all of that is leading to better health. You're not managing a decline. I don't think that's how we are designed. You're building the woman you get to be after 50. And that's really beautiful. Tell me in the comments which blood sugar hack you're going to try this week. And while you're down there, go ahead and hit subscribe. Thanks for being here, and I'll see you next week.